Wow, it is the day two of the real estate land banking masterclass.
The mistakes that you have made. Let go of what you would have done if you knew then what you know now. Too much time wasted on what could have been will leave you feeling powerless.
I want to celebrate everyone.
Mind upside down, switch it up, take what you learned. You got this. You can change your life anytime when you decide. You can change your life, real life, bring in the light. Let go.
Yeah, so let's check if we are live.
You wouldn't be everything you are if you hadn't gone through every twist and turn. Look at you, you've made it so far. Instead of looking back, look where you wanna go. Too much time wasted on what could have been will leave you feeling powerless. Turn your mind upside down, switch it up, take what you learned. You got this, you can change your life.
Yeah, we start in a few moments. We are here already. So let's do this class in the next few minutes. Awesome.
You can change your life anytime.
Great evening, everybody. Good evening, wherever you are joining me from. I want to celebrate you. I want to say a very good evening to you. And if you are watching this live broadcast again after this session, I want to say good day to you and welcome to day two of the Land Banking Secrets Masterclass, the Land Banking Masterclass. Welcome to the day two of the Land Banking Masterclass. Yesterday, which was the day one, we discussed what land banking really means. We also looked at why land creates wealth and how to identify high growth areas, high growth locations, and avoid land scams. So those were the things we looked at. And today we are moving from theory to practice. So let's see what can you begin to get your hands on. And by the end of tonight's session, you should know how to evaluate a land investment opportunity, how to buy land cheap at the right place, and different land banking strategies you can begin to deploy. Of course, we also look at how to start even with limited capital and how to build a land portfolio. So let's begin without wasting time. How smart investors can evaluate land opportunities. That's where we're starting from. How can smart investors, wise investors, evaluate land opportunity? Now, most people ask the question of how much a land costs, but smart investors ask why the land price, why is the land this price, right? Smart investors ask the question, why is the land this price? While everybody else is asking, how much is the land? Wise investors, smart investors, they are asking, why is the land this price? Well, the truth is this price is important. Price is important because potential is also much more important. So while price is something that you can't do uh, away with, the potential it has to deliver is also very important. Yes, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. So everyone joining on Facebook, on YouTube, I want to celebrate you. Thank you for joining. Yes, thank you for joining. So let's continue. Price is important, but the potential the land has to offer is much more important. So let's look at the 5 questions wise investors must ask. Number one, what is driving future growth? What is driving future growth? So at this point, you begin to look for infrastructure, that is new road, airports, and every development that is coming around the area. We'll discuss more on this, so you can watch the previous days. The day one class to catch up on this. But you look out for infrastructure, if there's any new road especially, because roads increases the value of properties, of land. Road open up location, road brings, attracts people into new location. You also consider industrial projects, and we used the Dangote refinery as a case study yesterday. So consider industrial locations, industrial projects that is coming. Also look at government investment, government interest. What's the government saying about the location? And of course, you also consider housing development, right? What about people? Are they planning? Are people showing interest in living in environments like that? So demand, growth creates demand in real estate. When you are seeing growth in that location, or you are perceiving that growth is coming, just know that that growth will create demand, and demand of course creates appreciation. So first question first is, what is driving future growth? A wise investor asks that question. The second question wise investors ask is, who is moving into the area? Who is moving into the area? If you are joining anywhere you're joining from, please just drop a comment so that this video can be pushed more to more people. Drop a comment. I celebrate everyone joining. And when you drop a comment, I will also be able to know that you joined us live, right? So drop a comment and I can bring up your comments on the screen. Yes, so the second question, like I said, is who is moving into the area? Who is moving into the area? You need to consider, is it families? Is it workers? Is it businesses or developers? Because there are different peculiarity to different environments. There are environments that it is more populated by families, people building their residential homes, while there are some that are, being populated by workers, people who work with industries, factories, companies, and the rest, and they are looking for, a closer place to their a closer apartments for their place to their place of work. So look at, you consider families. Is it families that are living there, or businesses are springing up in the area? So this is also something you want to consider. Who is moving into the area? Families, workers, businesses, or developers. We have seen cases where developers, just move en masse into a location. And if you look at all these things I mentioned, you discover that none of this is outside of people. So it's people that create value for properties to increase. People. So people create values. People create values. Now the third question is, how accessible is the location? Because accessibility increases demand. And just like I mentioned earlier, a good road can double land value. So accessibility, how accessible is the location? So if the location is not, it may not, the location may not be accessible now, but does it have potential for, that accessibility? So how accessible is the land? That's the third question. And the fourth question is the title secure? Is the title secure? Now, in this situation, you don't compromise on documentation because profits that will come from that land will mean nothing if ownership is uncertain. So documentation is as important as the money that you want to drop. Yes, in this part of the world, especially if you are buying land in Yoruba land, most of the time people may not, families, indigenous owners may not have the the proper documentation, the proper title, sorry, the proper title over a land. But once you can attest to authentic ownership of the land, you know the real owner and you can buy from the right owners, then you can easily do your own documentation. So don't play down on documentation. And the last question is, what will this area look like in 5 years? And now I have this a friend and customer who thinks like, hey, I mean, he thinks very well. You come to me, you say, oh, I'm looking forward to a 5 year plan. So what is the area looking like in 5 years time? Because this is where investors make money. Always buy based on future potential. Yeah, so you look at, you consider this future potential, future outlook of this place, and put in minimum of 5 years to look, to expect something drastic to happen in that area. Well, of course, it's not for you to be waiting for that 5 years, which I'm still going to talk to you about. So, but then you are projecting 5 years. Now, one thing about 5 years is that whether you expect it to come or not, 5 years is coming. 5 years from 5 years will come. 5 years will come. This is 2026. By 2031, 5 years is already elapsing. So 5 years is coming, right? Now let's look at how to build land, how to buy land at the right place. Because one of the biggest mistakes investors make is buying late. Buying late. So let's quickly consider how to buy land at the right price. At the right price. Now, many people wait until everybody start talking about a location. And like I always say, by then prices have already increased. So if you are waiting for the social media news, is everybody talking about it online, you will be buying at a higher price. Yes, some people will say they don't mind. Well, it's because you have the money to play around. But the truth is this, if you really want to grow what you have, there are things that you don't wait for. You don't wait for social media news or social media to start talking about it before you go to the area. There are so many areas, so many places that people are silently moving into, and it is only those who are wise enough, wise investors, that are positioning now, so that by the time social media is making the noise, real estate companies are shouting about the locations, people who have silently moved there will just be cashing out. So if you are waiting for when everybody will start talking about it, by then the price would have increased. Now, let's look at the three stages of land pricing. Number one stage is discovery. Like I mentioned earlier, few people know about the location. Just like there are so many places right now that just few people know about the location. Just few people know about the location. Yes, please keep your comments coming. Just few people. You can easily drop what you are getting from this session. Just drop it in the comment box. Let me bring it up. Yeah, so discovery stage is the number one stage of land pricing. Now, here at this stage, only few people know about the location, and prices are even at the lowest. Yes, it comes with highest risk, whatsoever. It comes with the highest risk because the higher the risk, the higher the reward, right? So, but then just like we have been, I thought yesterday that you can actually buy right and buy from the right people. So, but buying at the discovery stage comes with the highest risk and also comes with highest reward, because at that point prices are low, price at its lowest minimum, and people who want to take advantage of this are actually exposing themselves to a high risk investment. At the same time, expecting the highest reward ever. So let's look at this stage two, which is development stage. And here, this is where you begin to expect roads and projects to begin. And of course, when roads and projects are beginning in a location, that's when you see some people coming in. So at every stage, people are coming into the location, into that environment to come out to buy land, right? So roads and projects are beginning to emerge. Prices at this point begin to also rise because the more new roads are being introduced and new projects are coming up, the more the price of the location is increasing, right? Then we also have, at this point too, you are having more like a balanced opportunity because you are seeing what exactly you can hold on to determine, to make your decision. You are seeing something, you are seeing the road. At least you are not expecting like the people that bought at the stage one, the discovery stage. These people they didn't see road early enough. There was no, they just knew that oh something is coming and they took advantage. But at this stage two, the development stage is actually like a balanced opportunity for somebody who wants to see before committing his or her resources to any investment. Then the third one is maturity stage. At this stage, everyone already knows about the location. Everyone knows about the location. And this is where the social media is also shouting, everybody is talking about it. And at this stage too, prices are highest, right? People are people are already catching out. Those who started early enough, they are already catching out, right? So and at this stage too, there is even potential for lower growth. So the earlier you start your acquisition, the if you go to some areas, you discover that if you are starting from the discovery stage, you see that the level at which growths begin to take place will be higher compared to if you join at the maturity stage where the growth potential is becoming lower, right? So and what I need you to pick from this is the fact that the best opportunities are more often discovered before the crowd arrives. So if you want to really take advantage of opportunities in land investment, land wealth acquisition, then it should be at the stage before the crowd arrived. Now, quickly, let's consider the different land banking strategies that you can begin to work or run with different land banking strategies. And here, I should let you know that not all investors have the same goal. That's the simple truth. Not everybody have got the same thing to achieve. So these strategies I'm about to share, you can settle for one or two of it, right? So number one is long-term appreciation. Now, this land banking strategy, long-term appreciation, at this stage, you are buying and holding on to the land. Just like a friend also reached out 2 days ago, or was it even yesterday? No, 2 days ago. And no, yes, it was yesterday. And he was saying that any land he buys, you want to buy and hold it. It's not flipping. And flipping is the stage two where I will talk about it. Right. So at this stage, you are settling for long-term appreciation. You don't want to know, you don't, you are not, you don't mind waiting for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years for something for growth to begin to take place and for your property to appreciate of 2,000 times, 5,000 times. It's very, very, very possible, right? Just like Pastor Matthew Ashimolowo, who bought land in Mowe some 33 years ago at below 100,000 naira, and now the land is going for over 30 million naira. So so you may want to buy and hold onto the land, right? Then of course at this stage too, you're also waiting for growth. You are waiting for growth. And this particular strategy is best for wealth preservation. Is best for wealth preservation. Now let's look at stage two, which is land flipping. I mentioned it briefly earlier. So land flipping, yes, at this stage, you buy below market value and then you sell after appreciation. And this particular strategy is best for faster returns. So there are people who don't want to wait for so long, right? So they buy below market value. Yeah, just like I share with you what land banking means. So they buy below market value, then they sell it almost immediately when they see a little appreciation. So this stage, some people, the people here, they don't mind to buy, let's say, at a million naira and sell for 1.3, 1.5 million naira. They just want to see a little appreciation and then they resell and then go elsewhere to buy land. So these people employ land flipping strategy in their land banking wealth strategy. So they employ land flipping strategy to buy and sell their land once appreciation is seen. The third strategy is farmland banking. Now, at this stage, in this strategy, people acquire agricultural land and then they lease it to farmers. Some even plant cash crops on it and earn income while waiting for the land to appreciate. We have something like that currently coming. Currently coming. You can actually start subscribing for it, anyways. I mean, join us. Let's build something massive. So what we are building is actually a cashew farm where people can easily own acres of cashew farm and then earn passive income, earn cash flow from it from the year one. So you can employ this farmland banking strategy and then land banking strategy, yes, and then earn income while you are waiting. The strategy four is that you employ bulk purchase strategy. So bulk purchase strategy is the fourth one. Here at this stage, in this strategy, you buy larger portions and then sell smaller portions later. And what this does for you is that it creates profit through subdivision. We see most real estate companies doing this. I mean, and also some individuals who are doing this. You buy in large portions, you buy hectares of land, and begin to sell in plots, right? And that creates value, creates profit for you. And the last one is residential expansion strategy. Now, here, people don't mind to buy near expanding cities. They don't mind. Like we have some properties in Magboro. So some people don't mind buying it at the amount it is going for, irrespective of the amount. What they are just trying to do is to position for the city that is coming, that is expanding into the area. So their strategy is that, oh, once it is 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes away from a major city, they are buying. And these people, of course, they benefit largely from urban growth. So these are the strategies that you may want to consider when you are choosing land banking. Now let's look at how to start with small capital. How to start with small capital. Many people believe that land investment is only for wealthy individuals. People say, "Oh, I never chop na land I go come buy where you wan see where I wan see the money." Anyways, the truth is this: if you have it in mind to do, it will come into your hands to execute. So you don't need all the money in the world, all the money in the world to begin to acquire land, right? And land acquisition is not for wealthy people, it's for everybody. So saying that land is only for wealthy people, wealthy individuals, is not true. It's not true because most successful investors started small. So you can also start from where you are. Start where you are. You may not afford an acre today, start with a plot. You may not afford a plot today, start with a payment plan. Everybody, we all have our levels where we can actually begin, right? We have levels where we can start from. Because you see, the truth is this: consistency bit size. So it's not even in the size of land that you are acquiring, right? It is the consistency that beats size. So a person buying one plot every year can build a significant portfolio over time, because small beginnings often produce big results. So you don't wait for big results, big money before you start. And as a matter of fact, even when you have the big money, what is advisable is that don't test the water with your two legs in it. You don't dip your two legs into the water to test. No, you start with the first one, and when you see that it's not that deep, then you put your second one. So even when you have all the money, it is advisable that you start small and then grow faster. So that is how it works. And waiting for when you have all the money is like wasting the time and wasting opportunities, right? So don't wait until you have plenty of money. So don't wait until you have plenty of money. Learn to invest with the money that you have. There are some case studies I can tell you. We have seen an investor who purchased land on the outskirts of a growing city, and people consider the location. In fact, people always consider the location as so remote, but it only takes wise people to think ahead, because 5 years later, housing estates can arrive, land values can multiply, and the people who took this step can begin to then cash out. But again, like I mentioned earlier, you don't have to wait for the 5 years before you start cashing out on your land. We also have some people who acquire farmland and they lease it out to farmers, and the land generates annual income while appreciating. So while they are waiting for the land to appreciate, it is also generating income from them. So these people benefited twice, right? They benefit from cash flow and also from appreciation. And we have also seen some investors who delayed purchase because they thought that the price of land will drop. No matter what is happening in the economy of the world, most of the time the price of land will not drop. If I don't know of any, at least I know of Nigeria where prices don't drop because there is inflation or there is economic meltdown. Of course, it doesn't mean that people cannot sell their properties at a distress. Why not? People can do that. But then the price should affect the general market. It does not happen that way. So instead of waiting, why not just take advantage of opportunities so that you don't get to lose them? Because opportunities do not wait forever at all. So let's look at how to buy land portfolio, how to build a land portfolio, how to build a land portfolio. And I'll start by saying think beyond one purchase, think portfolio, think beyond, just like you have portfolio for your stocks, bonds, and all of that, shares, you should also have land portfolios where you think beyond just one purchase. You are beginning to think portfolio, having something stored up in your bank almost every year. And you can have more like a 5 year plan where you acquire your first property or your first land in the year one, and year two you had another one, year three you had another one, but at this stage maybe you are diversifying into farmland. Year four you acquire residential land. Year five you begin to profit from all the properties that you have acquired. Now, this is one thing you should take away from this session. One thing you should take away from this session. It is possible to build portfolio from land, to build a land portfolio. It is possible to build a land portfolio. Rich people don't rely on one asset, they build multiple assets. So you should also begin to consider building multiple assets. Now, in my final words to you tonight, I want you to look at the next 30 days and take these few steps. Identify three growth locations, research development in those locations, right? Then verify available opportunities, like I've shared earlier. And lastly, no, sorry, create an investment budget, have a budget for it, and then take massive action. Take massive action. So the steps: identify three growth locations, research development in those locations, verify available opportunities, then create an investment budget for it and begin to take massive action. You know why? Because knowledge without action changes nothing. Knowledge that you have acquired from this masterclass will not change anything if you don't take action. So to conclude, over the last 2 days, you have learned what land banking is. You have learned what land banking is, why land banking why land appreciate. I've also taught you how to identify growth locations. I've taught you how to avoid scams, land scams, how to avoid land scams. And also you learned how to evaluate opportunities, and I've taught how to buy at the right price. We also looked at the different investment strategy earlier and how to start with limited capital and build a land portfolio. Now, the biggest risk in land investment is not making a mistake. The biggest risk is doing something or doing nothing rather. The biggest risk is doing nothing while opportunities pass by. Every developed area that you have seen today was once an undeveloped area. So, and even the expensive location that you're also seeing today was once affordable too, because the people who benefit are usually those who act early. So, thank you for attending the Land Banking Masterclass. I wish you success as you begin your journey towards building wealth through strategic land investment. Now remember this: don't just buy land, buy the future. If you want me to help you acquire your first or your next land, acres of land, hectares of land, feel free to reach out, feel free to send a DM, or just send a WhatsApp message to us, and we'll be more than willing to help you. I hope you have learned today. Have a great night.